Hi, I'm Jan Sigman from Last Century Comics, and I'm here today just to make a short video about how comics should be graded. So this is the room that I do most of my comic grading in. As you can see, it's just a little room with stacks of comics all over the place, and I spend actually a lot of time in here doing just that, grading comics. So I'll just grab this comic off the stack of books I'm currently working on, and we'll have a look at it. Get a little bit more light down here. So the first thing you should do when you're going to grade a comic is count the number of pages inside. A regular size comic, which this is, giant size are different, but this is regular size. It should have 32 internal pages, or if you want to count the covers, then that would be 36 internal pages. If you only come up with 28 pages, it's probably because the centerfold is missing. Or maybe you're only missing one page. Sometimes people get the back letters page torn out. You always have to check for these things because, of course, that's going to make a massive difference in grade. If it is missing a page or the centerfold, or that would probably put your book down to... So we'll have a look at the cover here, and you can see that there's little creases on the edge here. Okay, so that's going to obviously make the grade of this quite a big difference right there. Also, if you come along the bottom, there's a few little chips there, nothing serious. Coming up the side, little tiny fold a couple places. Generally speaking, this is a fairly nice comic for the age. I believe this is going to be a 1969. I can tell by the 12-cent cover. I've got so many books, I can tell kind of by the cover, by the design and such, what year it would be, and I'm guessing it's 1969. So we'll have an open up here. Actually, yes, it is 1969. So I've already counted the pages inside, and it is complete. There's 32 pages. Slightly off-white. You're going to expect that for a comic of this age. Not very often you're going to get completely white insides of these, okay? So in the middle, we're going to check, and indeed, the centerfold is tight. It's not falling out. The staples don't appear rusted. Also looking through, I noticed there doesn't seem to be any rips or tears, corners torn off, no writing, nothing like that, no big creasing. So the inside of this book is actually quite nice. Back cover, slight creasing in the corner, very slight. A couple little marks here, crease-wise again. Nice looking back cover. Again, slight discolorment. It's not a big deal. Like I said, it's mostly just because of the age, just sitting. So altogether, out of a 10-point scale, I'd give this book about a 5. Now, that might seem low, but actually that's not bad for a book of this age. Everybody seems to grade a bit different. I've been grading books for a long time. I've got over 20,000 vintage comics in the store, and these books range from the 30s up to 1981. I don't do any work really with comics after 1981. I'm going to try another one here. Now this one I'll consider myself to be a very low grade. It is complete. I've already counted the pages. It's a giant size issue, so it does have more than the 32 inside pages. Giant size issues do vary in page counts, so you'd have to compare books sometimes to figure out what page count you're supposed to have. Now this one is complete. It has 80 pages, and that's what it's supposed to have. Some giant sizes had 64 pages. They do vary. There's some 100-page ones. Anyhow, what makes this book a very low grade is the inside right here. It's all coming right off. In fact, I'm not even sure if this cover's attached. Well, it is a bit. Maybe it's tape holding it on. But that is making this book basically very low grade. It is a good book, however, for a reading book. If you just, wanted to buy this for a reader, it would be very cheap. Books like this, the cover almost off, multiple tears and rips on the spine like this, generally should sell for very little money. Mind you, it is old, but even so, you're looking at $1, maybe $2 for this. I certainly wouldn't pay any more than that for this book. Next, I've got a pretty high-grade book here. I have this graded at fine, very fine. I've already done it. It is in a Mylar bag, so I'm not going to take it out. But at closer observation of this book, the only things that's going to be found wrong with it is right along here. There's a slight, and I mean slight, where you could see the page was opened, the cover, okay? Besides that, slight discolorment here, just from age, because the book is from 1959. The back cover of this book was also very nice. It's very square. Again, the inside pages might be some slight discoloration, very little. It would still be almost white, slightly off-white. So this is an expensive book. I've given it a fine, very fine, which in Overstreet, that would be 7 out of 10. Okay, and the pricing I have on this book is from the Overstreet Guide. Here I've got a 1948 comic. It's very low grade. It's a 4-color comic. That's the title of it, 4-color. You know, considering its age, it's really not that bad of a condition. It is a reader. That's what you consider a reader at this grade. But I mean, some people like to collect them in this grade as well. I actually collect them myself sometimes like this, because it can be very expensive to buy high-grade books sometimes, especially from this time period. Like this book is only $9.50. A high grade of this would be a lot more. So if you just want to read it and maybe have it for fun, this is a good way to go. What's wrong with it? Well, like I said, there's a tear up here you can see. There's a piece, not piece missing, but there's a chunk here off the surface of the cover. I believe there's another one down here somewhere, yeah, right in here by that little mouse's ear. Along the side here, there's folding. There's a whole bunch of folds here. I'm pretty sure, although it's in a bag, I believe there's a tear also on the back cover. But the cover is attached on this book, so it's not, you know, it's not a complete lost cause here. I have it graded at good minus, which would be a 1.5 on the 10-point scale. Here I've got an X-Men number 6 from 1964. I have this graded at GVG, which is 3.0. So again, it's a lower grade book, but it's still a fairly nice book. Problems here, again, the spine, there's a bit of wear there. Of course, it's not split anyway. There's no spine split. Most books that I find spine splits on, they're going to be graded good or less. On this side, I see there's a little marking here. There's creasing on the cover in here, more creasing on the cover here. It's discolored somewhat. You can see some damage in here. The back cover, also similar damage. Pages are quite white in this actually for, you know, for the grade. It's pretty good, like I said. But there is no spine splits, and this, even though this book doesn't have writing or pen marks on it, if there had been maybe a small arrival date penciled in here or done in pen, which happened a lot in the 60s and in the 70s, that wouldn't really make the grade any lower. In fact, even higher grade books sometimes will have a penciled or penned arrival date on it, as long as it's not intrusive to the cover or makes the eye look at the cover any less because of it. Quick note on pricing. I like to use this Overstreet price guide. This is a current issue for 2012. There'll be another one out probably in August. It would be number 43. This is a very good book. It shows all the grades, well, not all the grades, but the main grades are in here. You've got good, very good, fine, very fine near mint, and near mint minus. Like I said, I deal in vintage comics, so I don't run into too much near mint minus, very fine near mint. You know, I do get some very fine. Some of my Bronze Age stuff, you know, mid-70s, will get a few near mint minus, but it's rare. I don't grade anything over near mint minus. I don't use mint plus, or any of that. I don't use any of those grades. The highest grade I will use is the grade listed in here, and I have very few in high grade like this near mint minus. So if you want to find the price for your book, flash here. I had just previously said I believe this is going to be a VGF book, which is a 5. So we'll look under flash here. We have flash, and I'll look up the number. It's hard to see here, obviously, but 186, so that's going to fall. Where is that now? 186. Right in here, 181 to 186. Okay, I guess 189 was the last 12-cent issue. You're not going to be able to see that. It's probably too far away. But anyhow, the grade was 5.0, so that's going to be between VG and fine. So how we figure that price is, we take $18 for the fine, $12 for the VG, add them together, Okay, that's going to give us 30, divide it in half. That is our VGF price. So this book would be valued at approximately $15. So you'll see there's a large difference in price between that price, $15 VGF, and the near mint. The near mint price on that book, near mint minus, is $85. So you have to be pretty careful about how you're grading. Because if you're not doing it right, you know, you have to get the price pretty reasonable, what a customer wants. People know how to grade that are buying comics in the store. So, you know, people will get very annoyed if they're overpriced. So that's all I'm going to say for grading for now. Hopefully I'll put another video up soon in the next month or two, and I'll actually do it inside my store, Last Century Comics. Thank you.